And welcome back to the We'll Take It From Here podcast. Another week, another episode. However, first, we are going to bring you our show's sponsor, because this episode is brought to you by Honest Supplements. Now, Joe, what's Honest Supplements? Well, let me tell you. In a world that is plagued by new illness outbreak every other day, it's important to keep your body performing at its best with the right vitamins and supplements. However, these products can get expensive, especially with rising prices all around us. Honest Supplements has resolved that problem. They mark up all products by just $1, saving their members an average of 50% per product. Yes, that means that the protein you're paying $60 for is only $30 on their website. They have everything from vitamins, sports supplements, recovery, weight loss, CBD, and so much more. It costs just $10 a month or $99 for the entire year to join the Honest Supplements Club. Timmy and I are both members and can advocate for the amount of money that you will save. And do we also mention that all products are third-party lab tested? Because that's the only true way to prove vitamins and supplements actually contain the ingredients that they claim. Don't wait. Go to Honest Supplements right now to join today and start taking better care of your health. And it's right. If you train jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai, or just in the gym, you better be taking Honest Supplements. So go to their website, guys. All right. Now it's time for the show. And we're back, folks. We'll take it from here with Joe, Timmy, and we're welcoming back Sean. Guys, episode 201. A couple things before we get into it. As you can see, we have finally finished the studio, and it looks fucking dope. And the last time, I think you were, when you was 191, we were in Timmy's garage.
And I don't think that the shed was even thought about.
No, the shed wasn't even a thing.
That was a plan, but
that was a
nothing.
plan. It was spoken into existence.
Yeah.
That's it. Well, now we got it, everything. Once again, I want to say shout out to my sister for the sick-ass podcast sign. Shout out to Alfred the Fourth. Brendan the Fourth right over here with that sick-ass picture. And obviously, God bless the United States of America.
Shout out for my dad for the big flag.
Yeah, shout out to Mr. Davis, baby. Awesome. Guys, we're here again, as you know, Sean, if you recognize Sean, it's because episode 191, we went through some sick-ass fucking conspiracies. So definitely check out that episode. And I also put all of the, what do you call that?
References.
Proof. All the references and proofs.
All the links.
All the links,
all
baby.
the files, baby.
And if I'm not mistaken, when we said the next time, you're like, oh, next time we'll get more into the paranormal, because we did touch the paranormal.
Yeah.
And that's what we got you back on. Now you're going to tell us some sick-ass stories that actually pertain to you, right?
Yes.
Damn, let's go, baby.
When you left last time, we ended up talking for like another 45 minutes in the street about some paranormal stuff too. So I'm like, oh my God, we got to save this.
Bro, that shit went down my spine.
Yeah,
you were telling me
it was
that,
eerie.
dude.
And for everyone at home, we are a week behind with posting this. So today is actually Halloween Eve, Christmas Eve, Halloween Eve. So it's like perfect. It's a nice rainy weather out there.
It is mischief night. Yeah, so
mischief. Every place doesn't call it mischief night. That's the crazy part.
Night.
I'm not going to say
you say the
where
Devil's
we are.
Night.
Yeah, it is, right?
Well, it is. That's what That's why they call it mischief night, so you don't realize. Really? Okay. I don't want to dive. I don't want to do a head dive right into it.
I feel like that's what we're doing.
No, it's the Devil's Night, man.
Yeah,
that's what you think. Mischief night. It's
so we want Sean on for this night. I feel like, and these topics. I feel like it's appropriate. Also, that's why I needed a drink. I feel like after we're done with this, I'm like, oh fuck, I need to forget about it.
On the rocks, guys. On the rocks.
Yeah.
Espresso martini. But anyway, let's get right into it. Without further ado, let's have some fun. Like Timmy said, we're doing this on mischief night. So if I'm not going to say where we are, but if someone comes and TPs some houses, we're going to beat the shit out of you. One. And two, you said it was the Devil's Night, right?
Yeah.
So isn't there something with like Halloween being like, I don't want to say a pagan as much as it's like actually celebrating the devil? Isn't there like a theory behind that? Let's start there.
It's not even a theory. It's just like the veil is thinnest during this time of the year. It's always in a state. Like, you can go to different places in the world where the veil will be thinner,
What do you mean by the veil?
Just the separation between us, this realm, and the spiritual realm.
Okay.
Which, if I'm already losing people, brother, that's facts. Like, you got to be open to it. All right, the spirit. There's multiple worlds. That's just the one on the other side. And that's why, in all the movies, what do you see? They go to the tops of mountains and they sacrifice someone, or they build a giant temple, a pyramid, whatever, and then they sacrifice them always at the top. You don't see them going to the bottom of a ravine and sacrificing someone. That's where you dump a body. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's like multiple accounts. There's like cuneiform tablets where they asked why they were sacrificing people, and it said, "Oh, the gods told us to take the heart out and hold it and give the essence back to the creators." And you're like, okay, that's fucking creepy.
Yeah.
But that is what it is. But you can do both. Like, you can be a Christian and go to the top of the mountains and say hymns to God all night. But how many do you see doing that?
Who is the one with the 10 Commandments? Moses? Noah?
Oh, you make me feel terrible.
Whatever. Whoever with the burning bush. Wasn't that on top of the mountains?
Yeah, well, yeah, he went to the top of the mountains, yeah. And
got high on ayahuasca, whatever that fucking bush burns.
Oh, possibly.
DMT.
Yeah, acacia bush has DMT when transferred correctly. You'd have to...
So he was high on something. He potentially could have been high.
Well,
on top of the mountain.
Speaking of the mountains, though, remember that... I don't remember who I don't know if it was a rapper or a model, but remember that video we sent in our little group chat of that guy they said there was like a bunch of McLarens and like Ferraris on top of this mountain, and he took a ride down because they were trying to basically do like lewd acts to him. And wasn't that on top of a mountain as well?
Yeah, and the guy's face transfigured.
Yeah, transfigured.
Said he wasn't going to do all these...
And the mailman saved him. That was a wild video.
Yeah. Oh, dude. Well, there you go. There's places, bro. Like, I don't want to get too, but like Joshua Tree, dude, the veil is thin out there. You shouldn't go out there. Bad place.
I'm gonna be out there next week.
All right, don't go. If anyone's like, "Oh, we have this really cool party out in the middle, exclusive," don't go. Just don't do it.
Oh, I'm not doing that. I'll tell you off air why.
Is that where you're going?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
For 2 days. For 24 hours.
Because
I'm gonna be like 45 minutes from there. Okay. I'm not gonna be there.
Hey man, a lot of people have said that.
Well, that's not the plan, at least.
If you wake up sleepwalking toward the tree, bro,
honey, I hope you have a good insurance policy.
Oh my gosh, dude.
So
they're like, vampires aren't covered. Nothing.
Vampires.
Yeah, dude. Nah,
all right. So back to you were saying on the Halloween topic. We had a little tangent there. My ADD trying to understand the veil. So you're saying. The veil is the thinnest on Halloween?
Yes. Okay. Well, around this time, around generally speaking this time.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And Halloween, Hallows Eve, it is an ancient pagan, ritual. And not that I hate pagans or anything like that. I just don't think it's the best. Not to, again, I will try not to go on a tangent, but like St. Patrick ridding Ireland of the snakes. There's no snakes in Ireland. It's cold. There's no sun for a snake. That is the ridding of the serpent worship. The Druids who worshipped Mother Nature. Now, I know what you're thinking. Oh, well, worshiping Mother Nature. What's wrong with that? No, that inherently involves human sacrifice. That's why.
Yeah.
That's why. It's like, oh man, we'll just throw my firstborn baby into this molten soup, and then that's fine. It's only the firstborn that I boil to death. Like, nah. Like, you can't, a slab. You have a slab in your village. Everyone seems like a cool hippie. And then you're like, what's that big maroon-covered rock right there? Oh, that's where we gut the people for whatever god. And you're like, okay, that's...
Peace and love, except for the firstborn child.
Yeah. And you'll see that's a common thing, right? Because that's how, the firstborn child is so symbolic, And we can go back to the pharaohs where the curse was if you didn't put the lamb's blood over your door, the spirits were going to come and kill your firstborn.
Like in the Jewish religion?
Yeah, oh yeah, no, that's like highly
Old
documented.
Testament, right?
Yeah, that was like the plagues, everything. Yeah, that was, it's a huge deal. It sounds... wild.
What's like I guess why the firstborn child? Is that supposed to be like the symbol of strength in the new lineage or something? Or I don't know.
It's just God's greatest gift.
God.
And like you're taking God's greatest gift, your firstborn child, and being like, yeah, I'll put it in the... I mean, in the Bible they talk about it. They had the bowl. They had a bowl, the brass bowl, where it was under. There was a fire under the bowl, and you throw the baby over the top, and steam would come out of the bowl's nose as the baby boiled. Or there was a statue of Moloch like this, and the hands were heated up, and they would drown it out with the ritualistic. Like there'd be a bunch of people going crazy on drums and music and stuff. But you put your child on like red hot hands of this Moloch statue and burnt it to a crisp, like you seared a fucking steak. But that was your kid, you know. So
how do people do that?
Yeah,
because
wild.
they're stupid and malleable. And that's why you need religion in your life, and you need a God that, you know, doesn't ask you to do that. And doesn't, like, that's why Jesus is pretty cool. He's like, I did the ultimate sacrifice. You don't have to do any offerings. I already did it. Just be a good person. I did it. Dude, I don't need you to sacrifice a cat.
I never thought about that in that aspect. I did the sacrifice that you don't have to.
Yeah.
To do with sacrifices. I never thought about it that way, because I feel like it's always talked about. Like, I grew up Catholic, and like he sacrificed himself for his sin. Everyone's sins, whatever. That's what you're told. But it's, you don't have to do sacrifices. He didn't. Oh, it makes it wow.
Yeah, yeah, and like if you want the saints, you know, and that's the difference between Christians and Catholics, right? Is they don't really mess with the saints, you know, because they want all your prayers to go to Jesus. And to be fair, there is some, like, it gets a little weird with Catholics sometimes. Or like I know someone who's like trying to have a baby. She was like, "Oh, I'm gonna bury a picture of a saint around your apartment and mine." And I'm like, okay, that's a little weird. That's a little ritualistic to me.
Yeah,
I'm glad it's a saint, you know, but. I think just
the burying of it is weird. Praying to a saint is like okay, but then you're burying it and you're doing a whole fucking
like burn
seance on it.
You know, like if you join the mob, the Italian mob, they like burn a picture of a saint in your hand. You do a sacred oath and stuff, and they're like, if you ever lie or fuck us over in any way, you're going to hell. And like that's like, and they're, as you might imagine, they're uber religious. So
couldn't tell.
They take that stuff seriously, you know, and that's another weird. It sounds a little, you know, much to me, you know, burning a picture of whatever. But dude, this paranormal stuff, man, like, like I grew up in a haunted house. While also being a Catholic Jew, so I was so confused. And like I was nonchalant about, like, dude, I was like, oh yeah, Old Testament, New Testament, I don't know. And then like my door would open, and I'd be like, oh, what, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah,
like because I was so entrenched in it, dude. It was like that.
Hey, Fred, what's going on, dude?
It was like an old farm. It was a really nice house, and it wasn't that bad, you know, but it was an old creaky wooden house. As in, you could hear people everywhere doing whatever. So when your door, when you heard just like creak, and your door opened, like it wasn't like you had a doubt. I went, oh, and like your feet would get cold. It would get cold. You'd feel the cold on your feet.
Dude,
yeah. You know what? All right. You guys want to be mind blown right now? I won't name this guy. I hope he's doing well, but whatever. Whatever. So the house I grew up in was this dude I reconnected with years later. So I grew up in this house when I was like until the age of 8 or 9. And it was a great house, old house. It had a fucking bomb shelter in it. And my parents called it the clubhouse because they didn't want to scare us. So like we're in this fucking bomb shelter.
It's 100% a clubhouse, though.
Oh,
maybe a bomb shelter. Dude, that's a dope
ass.
Yeah, that's ideal clubhouse.
The entrance was like the size of that window, dude. Like it was crazy. Wow.
Folks, if you can see it, you can't see it. Not if you can.
It's a 2x2 window.
Yeah, that's a small ass window.
Yeah.
How old were you when you were doing this?
Oh, dude, like anywhere between the ages of like fucking 1 to fucking 8. Like we crawl in there.
Clubhouse era too.
We had like a chalkboard in there and stuff.
Yeah.
We'd like go over
we're sitting
the
in
dumbest things. Yeah, but it's not like cement this thick.
Yeah,
like it was wild, man. And like the guy who lived in it was like, there were bullet holes in the walls and stuff because they would get drunk and play poker and like shoot at each other jokingly. Like the house was crazy, man.
That's fucking wild.
And it was like no one got murdered in it or anything like that. The owner died in it, and he haunted it.
Yeah.
And then I reconnect with this homie from like elementary school, like 10 years later. And he's like, oh, you know, my grandfather died in your house? And I go, what?
Wow, fuck.
And here's the fucked up part. He's like, did anything weird happen? And I go, I'll tell you, a lot of weird stuff happened, but never really anything bad. except for one time, and I'll talk about that after this. There was only one, well, very traumatizing, but I was like, there was one room that wasn't good, and you knew not to go in the one room. And he looks at me and goes, oh, is it the room in the basement to the right by the thing? And I go, yeah, it was. And he goes, oh, that was his hobby room. That's where he made flies and stuff all day.
Where he made flies?
For
Like
fly fishing.
Oh, okay.
Which, if you don't know about fly fishing, the room where you make flies is like your sacred, like the most holy room in your house as a man. I don't even do it. I'm not the biggest fly fisherman, but I know people like who are into it, and they could probably do that forever. Just sit there and make flies. Yeah. They buy like special lights for it and stuff. I admire it.
It's like old school photography where you curing the pictures and stuff.
Yeah. Like they're making like you ask them like if they died and went to heaven, it would probably be them making flies indefinitely.
Yeah, but see, did he?
That's funny though. He knew exactly the room.
He knew, and then my parents made that room the pantry.
Oh, so you had to go into it,
dude. We had a rule. An unspoken rule amongst my siblings. We fought like cats and dogs, by the way. You could be mid-fight, and they'd be like, Sean, go get the peanut butter. I look at my brother like, you have to go with me.
Yeah.
Like, you have to. And like, no matter what, you had to go. Because anytime you went alone, some weird, like, not good thing would happen to you.
Yo, imagine for breakfast, instead of eating frosted Cheerios, you eat haunted Cheerios.
Oh, dude. Yeah. I get chills thinking that's what would happen. You'd be at breakfast and be like, oh, Sean, go get that egg. And I'd be like, and I just put the Cheerios down and like look like.
Yeah, you
gotta like walk in there. Yeah. Hey, dude, I'm not interrupting you making flies, but I need some food.
Hey, yeah, dude, you go to grab the peanut butter and you'd like feel like a cold hand. Like you'd feel it, or it'd be just cold. And you'd feel an overwhelming sense of like, get out of here now. Like, I don't want you in here. Like, just don't come in here. Like, that's the thing. It was an old dude who just didn't want some kid annoying him.
That dude never wanted to stop making flies. That's what he stayed in there. He didn't want to leave his house.
And then my parents make it the fucking pantry, dude.
That's wild.
Like, dog. And I just remember every time my siblings, bro, they'd look at you and be like, I'm not going. And I go, all right, I'm not going to go with you, man. And then they'd be like, all right, I'll go. Like, it was like that, dude. Like, it was, to really try and shorten it, right? It was just like classic, like, if the dishes were there, you just did the dishes, they would like clank together and you'd be like, oh my God, you'd get scared, And then one of my earliest memories was the only bad thing that happened was I was in the window, like a 5-year-old admiring a beautiful day, and the fucking window shut on my 5-year-old little baby hands, and they were both pinned, and I couldn't get out, and I was like screaming, and I just remember my hands being, like I couldn't get them out. It was very, very scary.
Wow.
And my dad came in and lifted it. But, dude, I'm sitting there just like this. And it goes, bow. Like, dude, it was crazy.
That's creepy.
That shit would scare the shit out of me.
No. And then that never happened again. My dad's like, oh, they would just close sometimes. I'm like, no, they do.
Well, here's the thing.
No, they didn't.
I'm not saying that, like, it could have. Like, I believe that the house was haunted, even though I was never there. I believe that that's a possibility and a probability. But, like, for those who are listening right now and being like, oh, well, it's the fucking wind opening the door, or maybe it was an old window. Like, how were you sure that it was, obviously, the hands and stuff?
It was tough. Because you just, like, it was the sixth sense that we all have. Like, the hairs on the back of your neck going up, and feeling the cold on your feet. And just going, like, knowing in your mind. And here's the thing. I believe that me growing up in a haunted house really finely tuned the sense of mine. Like, I'm not a medium by any sense of the word. Like, I don't see things, whatever, but I know, like, if I'm in a haunted place, I know, and I wish everyone could experience this, but it's not a good idea. When I go somewhere truly haunted, like, I know, I have, like, a GPS in my mind. And I'm like, there's something that way. And we should not go over that way. Like, we should probably get out of here. So, and the closer it comes, like, I feel my neck going like, it's literally like a GPS, like ping, 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 and
it's like hot, cold.
Yeah, and it's like get away. And you could tell if it's something really bad or kind of neutral, like, and that's what it felt like. Like, you'd be in the kitchen and you'd hear the dishes clank, and you just go like, oh shit, it's here.
Yeah.
And you just be like, all right, just relax and it'll go away, and you'd like feel like a thing, be like, fuck this kid, and then just kind of leave. And that's what it was. It was just a feeling of like, fuck you.
Yeah. Did you?
But never more than that.
Did you ever like
Get out of my house, bitch.
Yeah.
but did you ever be like, at any point when you're in the pantry, did you ever talk to the ghost and just be like, bro, I'm just trying to get some fucking food?
Hell no. You were too terrified. Like at that age, you were just like,
6, you're like,
fuck.
yeah, fuck that.
Yeah,
dude.
fuck.
It's also funny too, is because it's not like it's just you; it's your siblings also all felt.
Yeah,
Were your
yeah.
parents on board with this, or are they kind of like, oh,
Yeah.
whatever?
Why do you think they always ask them to get the food?
Yeah, dude, they're just like that. They would deny it, and then my dad and my mom, they would deny it, and then they'd say something one night, and you'd be like, excuse me, and they're like, oh, no. Like,
So
bro,
they try to hide it from you so you guys don't get scared.
dude, one time, here's the one, like, and all the haters can fuck off. You want to hear some shit? You want to hear the spookiest fucking thing ever, dude? We had this antique, like, silver candle holder that looks like gothic. It's really cool. Really cool, right? And it has, like, 8 fucking sticks on it. It's a beast. And, like, my dad would bust it out for, like, Thanksgiving or something. And then, dude, he lit. We set up this dinner. We're there. My grandparents there. My cousins are there. We set up this whole dinner. My dad lights the candles and stuff because he was really into that, and it was cool. We walk out of the room. He lights the candles, like, all right, everyone come in, and then he walks in. Like, that's what he did. He lit all 8 candles, and I watched because I thought that was cool. And he went, all right, everybody, the table's set. Turned around. The candles were 20 feet away in our fireplace on the side, and all of them were still lit. So they moved 20 feet in 3 seconds by no one into the fireplace on their side.
Fuck that. How do you fall asleep?
Went like white, and he just slowly walked over, picked it up, put it on the table.
I don't know why I put those there.
And that's literally what he did. Like, oh man, my mistake.
Yeah,
And I'm just sitting there like, and like he's looking at me like, oh shit. Like Sean totally saw that. Yeah, and he's like, bro, and like I'd bring that up, he'd be like, yeah, that was a little weird. Like it was like every year, it'd be like, nah, it didn't happen. And then like 5 years later, he's like, yeah, that was a little weird. And now these days, he's like, yeah, that was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
But like,
fuck.
Yeah,
that.
but when you're 8, you can't be telling your kids, dude, we have a fucking ghost in this house.
He did. That's the thing. He did exactly what a parent should do. If
Yeah.
you think about it, like he fully imagine being able to keep it together like that.
I would be shitting my pants because like imagine that happened to you and you have kids and your whole family in the house and you're like, I need to fucking lock it down.
Yeah.
And take care of this. I need to get through the night and I can freak out about this on my own.
Just picture me this big, looking at you like this.
Yeah, dude.
You're just like, oh, I mean, it must be the wind.
Hey, dude, we're going to Disney World. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Me and you, just you too. Us too.
Yeah, dude. I find it comical though. I really do find it comical, and I think it's hilarious that they had you guys get the food in the pantry because they definitely knew. They definitely knew.
I didn't think about that.
I wouldn't want to fuck.
I just putting that together. You're kind of right. I'm kind of pissed off.
You could definitely tell. Like one day when you guys were sleeping, they were downstairs in the family room watching TV, being like, "I don't want to go in there." Yeah, neither do I. All right, we'll get Sean and everyone to get the food,
dude. I mean, bro, there's certain stories like I want to tell. People wouldn't even believe half the shit I saw, man. Like it really is that insane, dude. And I mean, I only tell this for the betterment of people because you have to be aware that these things are real and that I say all this right and I joke around, but being in a haunted area is not good. Like the spiritual realm and studying that and being on esoteric, like that's not a good idea. Like it's not going to end well. Like no one is like ready for that at all. No mortal human has ever been. But I have a word, I call them like Starbucks witches. You know, some girl is like, oh yeah, I have my altar and like you control demons. You're drinking a pumpkin spice latte and you control demons.
Hey man, pumpkin spice latte is pretty evil.
Yeah, you know how much does it cost? You know how much it costs?
What?
$6.66 this year.
Does it actually?
Yep.
Fucking inflation. Thanks, Obama.
Bro. Yeah. Devil ass MFs, bro. But like, dude, like that's what it's so cool on TikTok. Dude, I have this ritual that'll make you money. What? Oh, all you do is do an offering by the river, to demons of the forest.
Yeah,
that's a
fuck
good
that.
idea.
Bro, I ain't even going into the forest alone by myself if I'm not fucking. Fuck that, dude.
Yeah, and then imagine you're a demon in the forest. At least people used to give you a good offering back in the day.
Yeah.
But these idiots, these retards on
Yes.
TikTok, because it's back and we could say that now. They're like, put some orange slices and pennies on a paper plate. I walked up on one of these. I was going for a walk in my town, by the way, and then I see this thing by the river and I go, that's a divination ritual. I go, I really just walked up on that, and I have videos of that. You guys probably saw that. And like, I just remember people being like, "Are you sure, Sean? It looks like it's to keep bugs away." And I was like, "Fuck you, dude! If
Bugs
you think
away in
I'm
the
that
forest?
stupid,
So
that pissed me off,
so
dude."
when I was in Bali, I think it was Bali. They had them everywhere for offerings like that. But it was like food offerings and stuff. So it was all religious things. Is that the same thing?
It's
I'm talking about we're walking down the boardwalk right on the beach, and they're there. They're like everywhere.
It's very similar, but every religion is different. But at the end of the day, it is an offering to the spirits. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's not the best, brother. That's not the best. I respect them and stuff, but look at Santeria. It goes. There's like Christian, Catholic, and then Santeria, where you're like cutting a chicken and putting the blood over your head. You wear white for a whole year. You do all this weird, anything where you're going to cut a chicken over your head. And like the Santeria guys, they leave out hella food for the spirits and stuff. I get it, but I just, dude, it's not a good idea. Like, you don't have to do that, like I said. And I know people will probably get cringed out by the little Jesus thing, but dude, you really think like, oh, I'm just putting food out for the spirits. What are you talking about? Like, who? And I know sometimes I have a specific one in mind, but dude, it's devil shit. Mm-hmm. All right. At the end of the day, an offering, like to.
Hold on though. And I'm definitely reaching on this one, but I'm going to pretend like I'm not reaching on this one. Christmas, when you leave the cookies out for Santa, so to speak. I'm definitely reaching on that, but it's almost like an offering to Santa Claus.
Oh yeah, how creepy is that? Oh, this thing's gonna come down and leave you gifts from your chimney and like
eat
take
your fucking milk.
Yeah,
and
do you know who comes down chimneys? You know who does that? Is like the fucking skinwalkers and shit that drain your blood in your sleep.
What isn't like the Krampus? Isn't that what the coming down the chimney is actually based off of?
Dude, there's so much with that.
Isn't
There's
Christmas
like
a pagan holiday to start with?
Yeah, it is.
Because Saint Nick, right? Jolly old Saint Nick.
Yeah.
Saint Nick was supposed to be, or is, like back then, before it became Christmas. This is my understanding. I could be wrong. So for all you who know more about religions, let us know in the comments. But Saint Nick was supposed to be the saint, the spirit, the angel or whatever, that was able to go all across the world, right, in record time to help you. Right, Saint Nick was always with you because it can be in Australia, it could be in US, it could be in South America, etc., right? Mm-hmm. But then that turned into Santa being the one who's going everywhere to give the gifts. But I'm even German, right? It's German folklore, or what the Germans believe. Krampus is supposed to be like if the kids were being bad, Krampus would come and eat you, and if you were sleeping or if you were awake at night, Krampus would come. Like, it's really weird.
Yeah, like the Santa we know is like a Coca-Cola campaign. Like, that's how much it's like, it's so muddied, right? But that's like the closest thing you're going to get to it is what you're saying, like the Krampus thing. But, and then again, too, like, it seems very human nature. Like, it's the winter, dude. You can't even leave your kids. It's cold outside. And you're just like, damn, these kids are pissing me off. Like, I can't even go outside and chop wood for more than 30 minutes because I'll die. And you're just like, dude, if you don't behave, this thing's gonna come down the chimney and eat you.
Yeah, it's an effective tactic.
Yeah,
I think, dude, it's an effective tactic to this day. I still remember my mom being like, "I'll call Santa." I'm like, "Yo, chill.
Yo, whoa.
Chill. PS2's coming out this year.
Yeah, relax.
We don't need to do anything hasty.
Yeah, like that makes you, dude. You can be in the most wild state of your life, and then they threaten that. You're like, all right, relax, dude, relax. Like, I sent him 3 letters, dude. Relax,
Mom. I don't want to go get the damn frosted mini wheats in the pantry.
Yeah, don't make me get fucking groped by the ghost, dude. I don't need that, Mom.
What is this, Joe
I don't
Biden's
need
ghost?
that.
Hey,
Oh yeah, go get the soda, dude. This is my life, dude. That shit was fucked up, man. But no, that's what it is, man.
On a serious note,
Yeah.
because that is fucked up, dude. Like, I would. How did you sleep? Like, this must have been like, and I know you addressed this already. You said you felt good except for when you went in the pantry. That had to have been very scary the first time it happened. You have to fall asleep, so it must have been a good essence.
Well, no,
Not essentially
I had
bad,
very
though.
sleep problems.
You had sleep problems?
Oh yeah, I developed like narcolepsy later in life, dude. I'm glad I'm like out of that. But yeah, my sleep like was forever bad, kind of.
Were you psyching yourself out that you couldn't sleep, or would you hear shit at night?
Well, no, I'd hear stuff. You know what, man? The thing about a haunted house, right, which is bad about it, is that it stresses everybody out. No matter what, the underlying stress is like a bigger deal than people think. You know, just that little weight on the family unit can make people fucking nuts, man. So, like, not only were the ghosts like a weird thing, but I don't know, dude. I don't want to get too deep into it. I had other stuff to be like spooked about at night, man. It was not the best sleep schedule back then, you know, but it was a trip. You know, it was. I learned a lot, you know, but I would wake up and just like. Some stuff is, it's crazy to think about. I just see like a cloud, like a weird colored thing, like float by, and I just be like,
fuck that.
Yeah, and I'd see them like go in, like my brother and stuff. Like it was really weird, man.
Did you when you saw that? Did you notice like a personality shift in your brother, or he was just like, or they would just like go and like?
No,
like, do you think they would like possess him?
No, it was, dude. I can't even describe. I swear, man. I would wake up when I was like 5. And just be elsewhere. Like I remember seeing like emotions in the air. That's what it was. Like the different colors, and I knew what they were, and I'd see them going in and out of my siblings. I'd like walk around at night in like a trance, and literally like crack my parents' door open, and I'd see like the emotions of their day coming out of them, and new ones going in. And I'd just go like, oh, interesting. And then I'd like walk. Look at my brother sleep, and I'd see like whatever stuff. This is like how weird it was in this house. It was like another realm for me, man. And I would just read the Bible and stuff, and be like, oh yeah, whatever. It's just, you know.
You read the Bible. Was that your coping mechanism?
Well, yeah. I mean, I would like read the Bible, watch the History Channel when it was actually good.
When it was History Channel.
Yeah. Dude.
Bigfoot.
Prime History Channel. Dude, Cartoon Network and the History Channel were just on like the back switch on the remote. That was it. That was it.
Recall or something like that it was called?
Yeah. That was my life. I would just be like, if I got too spooked by like them talking about the 7 circles of hell, I'd be like, back to SpongeBob or back to whatever.
Yeah, fuck that.
And then I'd be like, all right, this is too boring. Then go back, learn about hell to tell all my friends at CCD and freak them the fuck out and get in trouble.
That's fucking great.
I can see you doing that.
Did you ever have any positive experiences with these things? Like supernatural, whatever you want to call it?
No.
The reason why I asked is because you said you feel like because you grew up in this house that you're more in tune with it, right?
Yeah.
And my sister-in-law is a medium. And she's been on the podcast before talking about it. And she's a hospice nurse.
Sheesh.
And there's a lot of times. She was just telling me a story last week. She had one client she connected with, and when she left the day, she told the nurse taking over, like, let me know if he passes, because she knew he was going to pass soon. And she's sitting in a car before leaving. She's like, oh, he just passed. And he came and talked to her, whatever the story was. But like, she has those experiences. She's never had like your level of like creepy motherfuckers sneaking up and breathing down your neck.
Yeah.
So I was curious if you had any of the positive stuff.
Fucking no. I hope I do. You know, I hope I do. But no, it's been like, I've seen, dude, there have been things, man, like where I've known I've been dreaming and it's not a dream. Like I'm being tormented by something like otherworldly. Like I think one of the closest I've come to dying is this kind of stuff. I had a dream where I was running away from this like pale girl in a gown or whatever, And I just remember being so fucking scared. And dude, I really remember thinking
the movie The Ring.
No, worse, dude, worse. And I just remember like I couldn't escape, and this thing was torturing me. And I've never felt my heart like hurt from stress. Like I thought I was gonna die in like my dream, and then I woke up, and that was in the narcolepsy phase. Like I was being like tortured for years. It was awful, man. Like I'd see things like narcolepsy, whatever. I don't even want to get into.
We don't have to get into that.
Like I was like so sleep deprived, dude, that I felt like I was so sleep deprived that I was halfway like elsewhere, and these things could always fuck with me, you know. And that's when like the story he just said, like the reason this stuff is bad is because, man, I had this weird paranormal stuff all my life, whatever. But then one night. Or no. Here's the big enchilada why paranormal's bad, dude. During my prime ghost hunting phase,
well, hold on.
Being with girls I shouldn't be with phase.
You were in a ghost hunting phase?
Oh, hell yeah, dude. Oh, man. I went to Greystone before they demolished it.
What was that like?
Well...
But see, there's like the average person going
Scary.
to Greystone, and there's Sean going to Greystone, who's in tune with this shit.
Yeah, nah. Dude, they just fuck with you. Like, they know. They're well aware, man.
Do you think there's an aspect of them that are just like stuck here, but they haven't been able to fully transfer over to the other side, whatever you want to call it?
You know what?
And they're like, oh yeah, I'm here. I'm fucking bored. Fuck these people. I'm going to fuck with them.
Yeah, well, you know what? I want to break that down. There are several different kinds of hauntings that, before we go into it, we should define that. All right.
Okay, cool.
There
I like
is
that.
the first kind of haunting where you're not going to be able to communicate with them. There is, energy is key here, and vibrations. Picture it this way.
Good
Gettysburg.
vibrations?
Is Gettysburg, yeah, speaking of good vibrations, you go to Gettysburg, does it feel like good vibrations?
No.
I can imagine.
I've never been there, but I've never heard anyone say anything other than you can feel it.
Didn't like 25,000 people die in like 24 hours or something?
Something crazy.
Yeah.
The grass was, all I know, the grass was red for months with blood.
Wow.
Yeah. I believe it was 25,000. I could be wrong. But now, the best way I can compare that is a spiritual Chernobyl. You can't kill 25. You can't have people die. By the way, it's not like they all suffocated because of like some some gas in the air. Like, no, they died in like kind of the most horrific way you can die.
Old school weapons.
Yeah, in old school weapons in the pursuit of killing one another. Like really bad shit.
So it was 112 casualties, and this is 7,000 soldiers died at the Battle of Gettysburg. But that's Google AI. Take that what you want.
Did you say 50,000 casualties?
Yes. Like it was.
Does that include like injured?
Approximately combined casualties for both armies.
Right.
Yeah,
still,
like injured casualties.
A shit ton of people
That's
died.
Google AI though. Take that what you will.
Yeah, it's the devil. But but so there you go. Like, and if that's a really large example, like a broad spectrum of something insanely horrific that's lasting the test of time and will last the test of time. You know, it's just like it's a spiritual nuclear reactor going off. That land is not going to be habitable for thousands of years because of what happened there. And that's just, it is what it is. And it's the same thing as Chernobyl. What do? They go, oh, we'll just put a concrete football field over it. You should have done that with Gettysburg. You made it a tourist attraction, which is going to continue fueling it, by the way. So, but that is because of a traumatic event that is there. It's not that their souls per se are stuck there. It's that it was so bad. It was such a horrific thing that event will reverberate.
It almost
forever.
got imprinted. It's like a photograph, it's
like a wave,
like an X-ray.
It's gonna keep going. Yeah, like it's just like shooting a gun and the echo. Okay, but this is an echo of, what is the echo of 50,000 people dying in one place? That's gonna echo forever at this rate, and then it's gonna slowly go here, and then slowly go here. Mm-hmm. And slowly but surely it will get less haunted. But something like that, like at what rate? 5,000 years maybe someone will be able to build a house there and not be haunted as shit, you know? And then let's take it to a lower level, right? A house you move into a house where it's like, oh, this house is kind of cheap. What happened here? Oh, there was a murder-suicide, whole family. And you're like, there's a reason they have to legally tell you that.
Yeah.
And it's just like, yeah, that's so bad. one, the souls could be stuck there because it's so horrific, but most likely something that horrific is just going to leave an imprint that's going to, again, like echo forever and get less worse over time. It's not as bad as 50,000 people dying at once, but it's still pretty horrific, man. And it's crazy to think Gettysburg, that's like a huge area. That whole place is haunted. That whole place is haunted and will be forever. And so there's one class of an event so horrific that it's just an echo in time. And then there's the second one, right, where people are stuck. And that one's very sad because the light is there, and a lot of people who die, they just don't think, like, they have such little self-worth. They're like, oh, well, I can't even pass over. Like, I'm not good enough for heaven, or I'm not whatever afterlife, you know. If you've never thought about it and then one day you die, you know, that's kind of tough, man. So, you know, they're just stuck wandering forever. And the longer you wander, the harder it is to pass over but it's always there, the option. I mean, oh my God, you guys want to hear some wild, like when I was peak ghost hunting, one, you shouldn't do that. And then I went to this mystic. Two, you shouldn't do that either. And he grabbed my hand and was like, oh, so you do ghost hunting? And I was like, oh my God.
Did he figure that out, or did you tell him?
No, he figured it out by grabbing my hand. Like, he told me what I ate that day. It was really, really not cool. I was so scared of this guy. And he even was like, don't be scared. And I was like, oh.
Don't be scared.
Dude, he told me,
he just told
when
me
I
everything.
say a mystic in the mountains, like, only me could find someone like this, where he grabbed my hand and was like, oh, you ghost hunt? And then he sat there like this and he goes, oh, you have equipment. Oh, interesting. He goes, let me give you some tips unless you run into something really bad. I'm not going to say those. But he told me one thing, and he grabbed my hand too, and he said this is really messed up. And he goes, oh, you want to help them too. He's like, how nice of you. He goes, let me tell you how you can help them. And I'm like, how does this guy, what? And he goes, he told me step by step how to envision a light vortex coming down and to tell a ghost to jump in it. And I was like, well, I wasn't really receptive to that. Did you know years later, I'm chilling on this Indian reservation through inscrutable reasons only I would know. And I'm talking to this native, like, OG, and I gave him this nice tobacco. And I was like, man, I have a question. Like, if you were in a haunted place, like, what would you do? And he's like, well, what do you mean? And I was like, would you, like, envision a vortex from the skyward? And he's like, that's exactly what I would do. And I was like, oh, man. And I go, that's real? And he goes, yeah, how do you know that? He's like, who told you that? How do you know that? I was like, damn, all right. I'm not going to say how or anything like that, because you're going to do that, have a demon jump in your head. It's a bad idea.
Yeah, we don't want that.
Yeah,
demons here.
No, that's the thing. That's why you shouldn't do that. Like, you think I have the... honestly, that'd be great if I could do that. You think I have the power to do that? I don't believe so, dude. Well, but anyways, so that's one haunting, two haunting. They're actually stuck there. And then there's the third type, which is when it's like one of the spirits, like the bad stuff.
So there's like the people that were humans and whatever, and then there's the spirits.
Yes, there's the echo of a horrific thing that happened to humans, and then there's a disembodied human spirit, you know, and you have to be very careful with that. You shouldn't try to communicate with them, because the best way for a demon to get in your head is to, you know, be like, I'm your grandmother, blah, blah, blah. Like, the odds of it being your grandmother are like 1%. You know, because every event you've had, there was a demon there that's trying to, you know, mess with your life. A day, like your whole life is a day of work for. Like, dude, there's angels assigned to you and there's demons assigned to you, and their job is to the demon's job is to ruin your life. The angel's job is to not ruin your life, and you know, your whole life is a day at work for them. It's not. They exist outside of time, so. If they want to fuck with you and have you, you know, commune with the dead, which is a bad idea, they can be like, it's me, your grandmother. You can communicate me more through a Ouija board or a spirit board, or you want to talk to me more. Like, no, they're just going to fuck with you. Like, what is a better way to convince you to talk to someone who isn't them by someone pretending to be your dead relative or something. Like, it's the ultimate, and that's why these psychics are bad too, because some of them, I believe they are mediums, but they think they're talking to your dead sister. They're not. They're talking to someone pretending to be that, and they're gonna fuck with you. Like, if you ever are gonna get a visit from your dead relative, it's gonna be brief, and they're gonna be like, "I'm okay, I'm dead, but stop worrying about me. I'm okay. Like, peace," and that's it.
Yeah.
Like, they're in heaven. They're fine there. Believe me, they don't want to come back to this shithole.
They
They're
send
fine.
you a short text message.
Yeah, because they only have like a few days, and they're gonna be like, they'll visit you in your sleep, like immediately before going or after going, or they'll visit you for real. And like, dude, I mean, I've heard many stories of people like, I heard one story, I won't say it was, but 100% was true. Like, he was so worried and so broken apart about his dad, and he was shaving in the mirror one morning, and he saw his dad in the reflection 2 days after his dad died. And he went,
give me fucking chills.
yeah, and he said, Robbie, I'm okay. Like, it's okay, buddy. Like, don't worry about me. It's hard for me to even say the story, dude. When the guy told me, he was like bawling.
Yeah.
And I knew it was real. And he went, I'm okay. Yeah,
right
dude,
now.
it gives me, it makes me want to cry. It's beautiful. It's a blessing to have that. But that's a real one.
Yeah.
And he went, I'm okay. Stop worrying about me. Like, you're good. You're good. I'll see you at my time, man. And he goes, like, bye-bye. And then it was like a 10-second thing.
Dude, you gotta listen to one of my sister-in-law on it. She has countless stories like that. She had a story. She was in Florida, and she's like, someone's speaking to me, and went up to this girl. Was like, yeah, I know this is fucking weird, but I think it's your dad saying, like, keep pursuing art school or something. And her dad committed suicide like 2 years before that, and everyone like was telling her not to do art or something like that. I forget the whole story. I'm butchering it, but it was like, no, doesn't know this fucking person, and all it was like, just keep doing the art. That's all the message was. It's not this whole fucking long paragraph of like, sacrifice to God.
Why you should go
it's just
burn a cross in the woods for me.
Yeah, it's just like, keep pursuing it. That is your path. Go down your path. You know what you need to do.
Yeah, and you see, life is just like a ship, like your trajectory. It's all these breezes, these bad and good breezes. You're supposed to end up here at this haven, and when your dad dies, that can blow you adrift 5 inches, right? And in the long run, you go 5 inches, 300 miles back, you're going to not end up where you should. Your destiny is in peril. And then they're justified to give you a little, like, what's the word? A little pep talk.
Encouragement.
Yeah, and just be like, hey, like, I know the guy killed, your dad kills himself. That's crazy, dude. That could ruin your life.
Yeah.
Easily. We've seen that ruin people's lives, I'm sure. And for him to somehow have justification to give that contact through someone, like, that could have equalized everything. What would her life have been if that had not happened?
Yeah.
You could just be, I mean, I've seen what it does. People just become a drug addict. They just throw their life away, and you feel bad because I'm like, damn, well, what am I going to say? Pull yourself up by the bootstraps? If my dad fucking killed himself, dude, that would suck. Yeah. That would be horrific. We all know this, right? And it's, that's the spiritual realm, dude. You're never going to have this, like, you're never going to be pen pals with a dead person. Like, that is a demon trying to get their way inside.
You live with, he doesn't want to talk to you. He wants to be left alone doing his fishing lures.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I think it was a real person. It was never like trying to get it in or do this stuff. It was just
grumpy
like,
old man.
Yeah, like, these kids suck. Like, get these kids away from me.
They're annoying.
And like, kids. And there you go. So nothing ever happened with that, right? If it was bad, so they would have, they amp it up. And that's what's key about when it's something, a bad spirit, it starts here. And then it goes here, 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 and here. Because the energy, and that's how you know it's really bad. These demonic spirits, right? These jinns, these bad intention spirits, right? They feed off of your negative energy. And it's just like a toxic relationship. It just gets here, worse and worse and worse, and then it explodes, right? But that's what they do. That's why it's really dangerous, So that's why these people, like, you watch these movies, you're like, why didn't they just move out? And it's like, okay, the movie's an hour long. This is like a boiling pot over the course of years of this thing, like, slowly adding more and more stress and weight on the family, And And what could that do? A demonic presence in a family household where everyone loves each other can just make the siblings hate each other, the parents divorce. What does that do? You know, if you were in a house without a demon, you would have had a solid family unit. Your life, you would have had a normal life, probably. You know, it can be that simple. And look at the Amityville Horror. The guy shot all of his family with shotguns in their beds. Like little girls, little boys, shot them all. And I wholeheartedly believe that was a demon that took him over, because the Amityville house was inhabited by Salem witches who ran away from Salem. The house before them, Salem witches.
Wow.
Direct bloodline. And you know why they picked that house? You know why those witches picked it? Because it was charged. Because it used to be a dumping ground for plague victims.
Wow.
Yeah. So these witches were like, damn, we got to get out of here. This town's a great... The veil was thin in Salem. And whatever, we don't have to get into that. But it is, and still is to this day. And then all of a sudden, the trials happened, and they went, oh, man, we got to dip. And they were like, oh, well, there's this really nice place where like thousands of dead plague victims were dumped right here, historically documented. And then they just moved there and did their evil shit, their evil witchcraft. And the Amityville Horror, the kid who did it, he had a Necronomicon book that the police found.
What's Necronomicon?
That's the Book of the Dead, demonic incantations. Basically the opposite of the Bible.
Oh.
Like just dead-ass stuff that you could just summon whatever. You know, even reading it is bad. Not good. You know, and yeah, that's why you should dabble in any of this stuff, because you'll just probably lose your mind, body, and soul in the process.
I'll take a pass.
Yeah, so we had, it was the reverberations from a traumatic event, the lost one, the souls that don't feel like they're good enough to pass on, and then the evil spirits. Now, we don't have to go into it if you don't want to, but if you do, it would be great for you to share the story, because it was a really scary story.
Oh, the one of, I know
the
what
kitchen.
you're talking about. Yeah,
you had an encounter with the fucking...
You guys want to know?
Dude, this is the story that we were talking about last time. We're sitting in my outside here, and it was pretty fucking dark, and then there was a black cat walked across the street.
Yeah, as we're talking, and looked at us,
and we recorded that show 191 on a Thursday.
Yeah.
Pain. Yeah. But no, this is for the betterment. Dude, this is the warning, all right? This is a cautionary tale. This is not something cool. It hurt. I hate even talking about it, because honestly, to this day, every time I talk about it, it's like something strange kind of happens that night.
Oh, we don't have to talk about it if you don't want to.
Nah, I'm protected. I have Christ in my heart.
Got it.
Yeah. No one can fuck with me. But at this point, I totally did not. All right, here we go. Here's the big one, brothers and sisters, all right? So, in my peak degeneracy, where I was like ghost hunting, seeing mystics, you know, I was just smoking a lot of weed, like, which isn't good. So I was like doing all these bad things, which put holes in your like protective layer around you, by the way. So I was just open for the taking, right? And I remember like waking up to something like poking my bed for like a week. It was really freaking me out. And I never saw anything, but I remember something like poking my bed and sometimes like my leg. And it happened for so long. I was like, what the fuck is happening? It was really weird. And, worst relationship ever, toxic, all this stuff, right? And I didn't even realize how bad I was, like, I had it. And after, like, a few nights of this thing keeping me up, I looked like shit. And I went outside on my porch, literally to, like, brood of being like, what the fuck is happening to me? And I see my mom's friend, who like occasionally she was like a botanist, so she would like help us with like plants and stuff. She happened to be outside and saw me walk out all disheveled. And she's like, Sean, you don't look too good. Like, you all right? And I was so out of it, I would never share. I was like, I don't know what's going on with me. Like, something's like happening to me at night. I don't know what to do. Like, I don't know what it is. And she was like, that doesn't sound good. It sounds like you're under spiritual attack, which at the time I was like, yeah, okay, dude.
That's what she said?
She said that.
Holy shit.
Yeah, and I that time, dude, you may as well have said like Garfield was in my house or something. Like I literally couldn't, I was like, okay, dude. It was so fucked how much I like was like, yeah, all right. And then
Garfield.
Yeah, really. You may as well have been like, I think it's the spirit of Garfield. You should make lasagna or something. And like, nah. And I was like, yeah, okay, dude. And she like noticed me, kind of like shrugged that off. And she said in the most loving way, she goes, Sean, if this happens again, just invoke the name of Christ and you'll be fine. She goes, I promise you, just if it happens again, invoke his name, ask for his help, it'll be fine. And again, she may as well have said to go preheat the oven and put lasagna in for Garfield. Okay? I hate Mondays. But like that, dude, I couldn't tell you how much of I was like, yeah, I did. Because that's how bad of a state I was in. And then guess what? That night, I wake up at like 3 a.m. and I go, oh, I'm going to go in the kitchen and make a sandwich. This is the only time I've ever done that. Okay? I've eat like once or twice a day. I don't eat at night because that's like the worst thing you could do. Whatever. So I wake up and I'm in like a trance, dude, where I go, I should go to the kitchen by myself. And I go in the kitchen. It is so dark that the windows are essentially a black mirror. And I go and I take like the bread out and I take all this stuff out. And then I feel, what do I feel? But the hairs on the back of my neck go up. And this is not at that same house. This is at the new house. So this was weird. There was nothing like that at this house. So when I felt that, I went, oh shit.
I know what this is. Why is it happening here?
Yeah, like, yeah, no, yeah, exactly. So it was a familiar feeling. That's what made it worse. I go, oh shit, something not good is here. And then I felt the coldness on my feet. And I go, all right, it is what it is. And then in the reflection, in the mirror, I'm literally like this, just staring at like myself. And I see something coming behind me, and it's like right here. And I heard a voice say, don't look at it. And I went, oh my God. And I just stared like at myself, like at my chest like this. And I saw this thing here, like something really creepy. And it got hard to breathe. And then I swear to God, I feel a cold hand go inside of my back. Not like painfully, like I felt a cold, icy hand grab my spine, like the way you'd grab a kitten, but like went inside of me and grabbed me by my spine. And I felt ice going down my neck this way and going down my arms and like going up and in my ears and like behind my eyes. I felt coldness. And then I couldn't breathe at all. And dude, I do fucking jujitsu, all right? I was smothering to death. I was gonna die. Like I went in when the hand
like
went in. I went, and like I couldn't. There was nothing.
Yeah.
And I was literally going, "Oh my God, I'm gonna die! Like this thing's gonna kill me! Like I'm so dead." And I remember the ice going past my knees and past my elbows, and I was so fucked. And I just thought, and to this day, I can tell you what I said. I went, "Jesus, if you're real, I could really use your help right now, buddy." And then it stopped. The ice stopped and slowly retracted, and it came up here. Came back, and I felt the hand retract, and I saw through the peripherals this thing back away into the darkness. And I just was like, oh my God. And I was like, Jesus' name works? And I was like, what? It was a lot to process, okay?
Yeah.
I wasn't like, imagine. I wish I could say, oh, I was a born-again Christian all of a sudden. Like, no, that was like a traumatic experience. I thought I was insane. I was like, did I lose it finally? Like, what the hell was that? Wasn't high, wasn't nothing. And it fucked me up for a long time. And then, dude, a few days later, I want to say it was a dream. I want to say 100% I was awake, but I couldn't tell you. I just remember being in my bed, being poked awake, and I can't tell you 100% if this wasn't a dream or not. But I just remember it was the thing. And it took my arms and crossed them like this on my bed. And I just remember the vibe. It was like, yeah, I'll be back. And I didn't even understand what that meant. And then I was like, oh shit, that's like a coffin pose. I was like, oh my God. And that was the last it ever happened, man. That was the last I ever saw of it. Because I just slowly, that was my path into Christianity from there. Very slow path. Were you still
ghost hunting at this time?
Oh yeah, and then that's what stopped it all. That was the end.
Wow, that was
ghost hunting done. All this occult research done. Like it all. I want to say it was all at once, but I was just like, the more I read about it, I was like, oh, so like even reading, like I wasn't doing rituals and stuff. I always knew that was like suicide of the soul, you know, like, oh, I'm gonna contort with demons. Like I I was like chubby at the time. I'm like, I can't control what I put in my mouth. I'm going to control a demon. Yeah, sure, dude. Sure. You know? And like that, really, at least I can be that honest with myself. But nah, it was, that was the tipping point. Cause dude, it almost took me. It really did. That's the closest I've come to death in my life. And I've been in quite a few people's like rear naked chokes before. Okay. I know, like, I'm not talking on my ass. Like, that was it. And all of a sudden you realize if you read enough in the occult about a demon, that in itself places a place for it to live in your mind. Like you're building a home for it. So you can't read about this stuff.
You're keeping the door cracked.
Yeah,
you may not be opening it, but
you're opening it more and more every time you read about it. Like you want to read about these demons. Like I regret it. I try to forget it all. You know, I really just try to put it out of my mind. Like I had the Necronomicon. I read it a lot, and I never did any of it. I just thought it was cool symbolism and stuff. Like, and it was. I think like if you show anyone the shapes and stuff, and you're like, oh, that's pretty interesting. But no, like it's bad. It's stuff to bring in a demon to like kill someone that you don't like. And so. Reading the demonic literature went away. Ghost hunting really went away. I was like, all right, never again. Because I was just convinced that I brought something back with me. I'll never know. I don't want to know. But then a year later, I read about, like, it was Ed and Lorraine Warren, the people who, The Conjuring is about, some of the most renowned paranormal researchers and demonologists that we know. And they talked about something called the choker. And it's a demon that comes behind you and smothers you to death and takes your soul. And here's a cool connection for any Tarantino fans out there.
Chills.
Yeah, no, it's the fucking worst, dude.
Creepy.
Yeah, honestly, I get chills right now. Like, if you saw, everyone who saw Pulp Fiction, remember in the suitcase, you never see what's in the suitcase? And it's the black, like, mob boss, and he has the Band-Aid on the back of his neck right here. That's where the devil takes your soul out, is right there.
Wow.
So in the suitcase was his soul. And those guys they hunted were the devil's little minions that took his soul. When Samuel's like, why'd you treat him like a bitch? Like, that's literally a more bastardized version of, like, angels coming down to set some demons straight. Like, that's what, it was his soul in the briefcase.
Wow.
And he's trying to get it back from demons.
Going back to that story in the kitchen.
Yeah.
What is the next couple of hours? Because if that happens, I have to imagine that you're not going back to sleep.
No.
And you are fucking... You're probably asking yourself, what the hell just happened?
Yeah, I just turned the lights on. I turned the lights on like this and, like, stood in my room and was just like... I looked like a tweaker. I was just... For, like, hours. Just, like, trying to, like, put on, like, maybe, like... I think I put on, like...
Creed?
No, I put on like a comedy. I was trying to like not be insane. Like I was about to lose my mind. Yeah, I think I put on like stand up or something, and it didn't work. I was just like,
no, dude, stand up. You got to be in the mood for it.
Yeah, it was anything to get my mind off it, and I couldn't get my mind off it. I was up for a while. I stayed up until the sun came up, and then that's when I went to sleep. I think that was the smart move, But yeah, no, I couldn't sleep for a while.
Why do you think that at night is so peak for it?
Oh, because God's only son.
Oh. Ooh.
Yeah, no, that's how it is. There's a reason our eyes, we see during the day, and at night we don't. Mm-hmm. The light, God's light, that is our time. The moon, that's their time. And, it doesn't mean like never go out at night ever, Definitely don't go out in the woods at night alone, ever. I don't recommend that at all. It's rare, but you could just be scooped up by some malignant spirit, the skinwalkers, Wendigo, stuff like that. They're real. And if people want to say I'm crazy, like, all right, whatever. You're calling the Native Americans who documented everything they ever saw in the woods, you're calling them crazy? People that were perfectionists that you'll never be as smart or skilled as the Native Americans that were here before us, and you want to tell me that they don't? You tell me I don't know what I'm talking about? You're telling them they don't know what they're talking about, buddy.
No, so when you said Wendigo, I was thinking the first thought was Native Americans, right? Because they were the ones that...
Yeah. They have a whole chart of, like, everything in the woods.
You know what's actually funny about that too? This is a little sidetrack. You know how like we call Native Americans because people think it's like offensive to call them Indians, but then when you translate Indians with Indios, it's like the people of God. So it's funny that the people of God, right? You know, whatever, they're the ones that they're talking about the Wendigos.
Yeah, and I mean, hey, they weren't exactly. People want to paint them as like. These great, like, they were scalping
they're
like they scalp whites. Nah, they would raid the other tribe and like rape their women, kill their husband in front of them, and fuck them like next to the corpse and be like, "You're mine now." And they'd be like, "All right, I guess I'm this guy's wife now." Yeah, like they'd be like, "Oh, do you have kids?" Yeah, I had them with my husband. They'd kill them, be like, "All right, you're gonna have my kids now." And it's like, they'd fucking put babies in soup or something. Like I've read, a lot of literature on them. All right, and everyone does fuck shit, right? But I'm so sick of that whole like, I give them respect for having like being the closest with the natural world than anyone probably ever, and being a warrior tribe. But like they have like Bigfoot, they go, "Oh, Sabe," and they point it right there. They go, "Oh, that thing." And Sabe means like peaks or one who peaks. Like Kimo Sabe means one who peaks. And that's where that saying comes from. Like, yeah, okay, Kimo Sabe. Because they'd make fun of people who say they saw it. But like the Indians said, they'd see it peak behind a tree. And then it would go back behind the tree. They'd surround the tree. And then there'd be nothing there. So they just call it the one who peaks.
What if you had to guess, what, in your opinion, what do you think Bigfoot was or is? Or do you think Bigfoot existed? Or do you think it's just the folklore?
Oh no, it's real. It's real. It's like they're like an interdimensional. Like,
I was gonna say, do you think hybrid. It's some kind of spirit?
Yeah, they use the trees as like a little port. Like they can just go in it and come out like somewhere like.
So then,
Mario.
Do you think the psyop, so to speak, is that it's some big gorilla? And then
oh yeah. No, because that exists too. Like, there's the mountain chimp or some whatever,
And there was a chimp in this area too back in the day. I fucking can't think of the name.
Oh, yeah, Gigantopithecus or whatever.
That's it. Yep,
Joe Rogan, shout out.
I was about to say, he fucking talks about it all the time.
Yeah, but no, they were real, and there's megafauna. Like, the guy from Survivor went and camped in the Antarctica, and he said he heard an ape, like come near him, and it scared the fuck out of him.
You just know the difference between a horse and a fucking moose. They're basically they're cousins, and they're fucking mooses are like twice the size.
Yeah, you know what it is, man. So, if we went in the woods and we're like, we saw a Bigfoot, it's like, all right, like, who are you guys to say that? But there's like these experienced outdoorsmen who know what's going on, and they're like, oh yeah, no, I saw it. Like Laird Hamilton, the surfer?
Yeah.
His wife openly talks about being attacked by a family of them in an RV when she was like a kid.
I didn't know that.
They fucked
That's
her
wild.
shit up. Yeah, they like attacked her family.
Reese? Fuck.
I don't remember her name, but like she openly talks. Yeah, yeah. Gabby Reese? Whatever.
Gabby something.
Whatever her name is, look it up. She talks about it, and then Abraham Lincoln openly talks about giants in his speeches and shit. Like there's a forgotten world.
Isn't the rumor that he was gay?
How dare you?
No, I'm pretty sure like he had a really close male friend.
All the presidents have a close guy friend that you're questionable. Yeah, they're all whatever. They're all Freemasons. They're all sucking each other off. Who cares? Why homophobe?
Such a homophobe.
Do you think Epstein was a homophobe, or do you think he'd draw the line there?
I don't think he gave a shit.
Yeah, I don't think
he might be a homophobe. Who knows? I don't know him trapping any girls. Any boys, I mean. Only girls.
So he had that going for him.
He was a piece of shit, know that.
But he wasn't gay. But Lincoln, fuck that guy. Nah. He was a wrestler. You just mixing it up. He was a comedy
He was a wrestler.
He did sus.
Yeah, no, that was a rumor I heard. Conspiracy.
Oh, dude, all the presidents are
also back then,
cross-dressing and being weird. Like, we got Brigitte Macron. Yeah.
Is it the guy from France?
Yeah. That's the guy from France. Yeah. Yes, the guy.
Brigitte Macron is the wife of Macron.
The guy from France.
Yeah. You know what? If anyone's like, what is it with this whole, oh my gosh, just look into ancient religions and the stuff these fucking people practice. Look into why We're not going to get into this. It's too much. It's the spooky episode.
Yeah.
Look into why the Statue of Liberty is actually a dude dressed in drag.
I didn't realize that was a thing. I think someone on Rogan brought that up or something like that.
Yeah, it was Sam Tripoli, the goat.
Yes.
It's Mithra.
Yeah.
Look up who Mithra, the god that is and why France would have sent us that in the first place. So just look into that.
All right.
It's up to you.
So here's the big tell that Statue of Liberty might be a man. I'm gonna say might because I'm not gonna say yes or no in either direction. I'm pretty sure the statue has a big Adam's apple.
It does.
So only men can have Adam's apple, biological men. We'll be technical here.
Are you taking a political stance right now?
I am trying to tote the line to not piss people off. And
Piss them off. Who gives a fuck?
well, I'm trying to leave options that
No,
I don't have all the answers. So yeah, allegedly, there's potential that the Statue of Liberty is a male.
Just take it.
Biological male.
Mithra, ancient religion. That's all you get. It's up to you. It's not worth
You looking at Mithra?
the amount of times. Oh no! Don't do it now.
Yeah.
That's too much. That's if the listeners want to go deep. You want to see, maybe 9/11's involved too. But it's up to you. You go down that path. But again, I love that because it encompasses how the occult is in like every aspect of our lives. By the way, I mean, this spiritual stuff, dude, if you don't want to acknowledge the spiritual realm, it will acknowledge you. So listen to what I'm saying and be careful. And you don't have to, if you don't want to be a Christian, that's fine. I was going to say something mean, but I'm not going to say it because that'd be an unchristian thing to do. But if you don't want to do that, that's fine. All right? I'm not here to force anybody to do anything. But this like devil shit, like you don't do it. You will lose everything.
You know what I find funny is some people that are like really anti-religious still talk about the devil though.
Yeah, let's talk about it. You bring up Jesus and they're like,
fuck Jesus, he's not real, but the devil, no, that's some devil shit.
yeah,
Say what?
like, well, isn't by acknowledging fire you acknowledge water? Like, what are we talking about here?
Yeah.
It's the dumbest, dude. That's the thing. Being like almost 30 now, I realized like I love being on this podcast and stuff. Like, it's just, I love talking because I don't give a fuck what anyone has to say because I know what I know. Like, if you want to think I'm not right and stuff, all right, fine. Have fun with that. Go pick up the Necronomicon. If I'm wrong, go do it. Go do it. See how that goes for you. We'll check in with you 5 years from now when you're in the mental institution and I'm sliding you menthols through the glass because I told you so. Okay?
Why does it be mentals?
Because they're great. Because I care about these people and I want them to be all right.
Mental's good for you.
If that's what it has to be, where I visit you like, John, I shouldn't have prayed to the Necronomicon. I'm like, yeah. Why even do it? I understand ghost hunting because it's like the whitest pastime ever invented. Like you and your, does it start?
No.
Have you gone ghost hunting?
What?
Have either of you gone ghost hunting?
More white than that is Bigfoot hunting.
Nah. Bigfoot isn't gonna possess you and fuck your shit up. Like it's you're a high school kid, preferably in New Jersey, because New Jersey kids don't give a fuck, and you're sitting there like, man, we all have jobs and scholarships, everything's looking good. Let's go put our souls on the line. Let's go to a fucking abandoned mental institution.
Dude, I'm not fucking doing that.
That's funny. So you know the whole weird New Jersey thing? The book?
Yeah.
So like in high school, junior, senior, all my friends wanted to go do that shit. I'm like, why? Why the fuck do you want to do that?
Yeah,
now, granted, so growing up, my mom always told me that I had like a spirit in my closet that was just like you had the pantry, I had the closet, and I never quite knew what it was doing there. So the house, my parents built the house, but the house before that was like a little shack. And I was on the second floor, so like I don't know why he was connected, but it probably was the previous owner. But yeah, so like I think I just had that experience. I'm like, I don't want to deal with that shit. I think those people that wanted to go down that route either or A, have the experience like you had where you're so in, you're just comfortable with it, or the people that are completely ignorant that don't know better.
Well, and those
I knew enough. I'm like, I don't like that. I don't want to know more.
The more ignorant you are to it, like the rat that doesn't know how dangerous the trap is going to get its neck snapped.
Yeah.
That's life, and that's what it is. Like, all right, I'll give you one more creepy one, and then we're going to go into the files.
You knew what the trap was, and you kept teetering around and see how close you could get to it. You're like,
And I got, dude, I was
you kept
in
pulling a little
the
piece
trap.
of cheese off. You kept pulling the cheese off it and making sure it didn't snap yet.
Dude, the trap snapped on me.
Yeah.
And I I asked Jesus to take the thing off my neck. like really, this is what life is. Like, remember last time I told you about how like I was so mentally, by the way, I was so mentally ill. Last time I talked about when I was really sick in high school,
Yeah.
trying to take my own life and shit like that. Like that is what I think opened this door.
Yeah.
Like a dark act like that. I really feel like. And then a priest told me, he goes, dude, that's like what, he's like, you realize that's what like a demon's like slam dunk is, to get someone to kill themselves. And I go, oh my God. And I was like, maybe that was it. I never thought of it that way. So maybe this thing followed me all my life. And then when the attempts didn't work, it was like, I can't believe this fucking idiot like survived that. And he's like, I cannot believe this idiot is alive. Like, I need to just do it myself. It really feels like that's what happened. It's really crazy to think of it like you're a stock option. And he's like, oh, and he's like, oh my God. It's like you're about to buy a car or something. You're about to get a car. And then like the guy just bails last minute. And you're like, fuck! Like, are you kidding me? I really think that's what happened with me.
You know what I'm picturing in my head is like the fucking comedy where the bad guy's like trying to do something to fuck you up. But like you keep like last minute like skirting around. And he's like,
yep.
Goes, checks the trap. Why is it not working? It hits him.
Yeah, and he's like,
like it's like the fucked up comedy. That's what I'm picturing.
It's like Wile E. Coyote.
Yeah.
Except with my life.
Yeah, basically that. Yeah.
Yeah, like, dude, they try to just fuck with you, man. Like, it's all part of this thing, dude. Like, last religious thing, if you really want to think of it, the left and right path. It's not a joke that it's the right for righteous and left like for Lucifer. Like the not good path. Like you have an angel on this shoulder. You have a devil on this shoulder. That's not a joke. You have an angel and a devil who are playing tug of war with your soul. And that's the whole point of the Bible, is that this is a largely even playing field. Like a lot of people have that choice to give in to the evil or not. And I've known people who I've like dated girls where I'm like, well, you have every excuse to kind of like be the worst person ever. And they're like, yeah, I just told myself like, what, am I going to let this ruin my life? I'm like, damn, that's inspiring as shit. Wow. Good for you. Still didn't work out, but whatever. Like honestly, there's some girls I dated. I'm like the fact that they're alive and they did some fuck shit to me. I'm like, but I know about their childhood and stuff. And it's like, all right, like honestly, if they're like alive and doing well, that's good enough for me, dude. For real. Like,
unfortunately, there's
but there's people like that. Like I feel like high school and middle school is a lot of us thinking we have it so bad, and then you talk to like someone, you're like, oh man, maybe it's not so bad. But
all right, so you got some documents here today.
Well, let's
Sean walks in today.
light.
He's like, dude, can you believe this? The CIA
Sean
has this
always
document.
brings the proof.
Now, let's just start light with the CIA file. Evil taking possession of the human soul. By, and this was, why would the CIA have this? I don't know.
So you're saying that this is a... Where'd you get the document?
CIA
archive?
Yeah, CIA archives. Yep, directly.
Directly from the website. So
Yep.
This is a declassified published article. And what's the title?
I'm glad you asked. Evil taking possession of the human soul.
I don't care if you think this is real or not, that's possible. But this is a document on their website. Why the fuck are they pursuing this?
Why is it classified?
Yeah. But at the same time, I can understand them pursuing things like this so they are in the know to help protect us. Like, the only way to protect yourself is to know that this exists. Right?
Exactly.
The good ones, the bad
Yeah,
ones.
well, I'm saying, there's people that are going to do this because they want to do it and do that. And then there's people that are like, I want to know what this is so we can protect us from it.
Yeah, and those are the saddest cases. There's sometimes you see people who literally just didn't know any better and did some bad stuff, had no guidance whatsoever.
Yeah.
It's tough. Even as a Christian, I'm like, how did that, like, there's some people I meet and I go, how did this guy have a chance? Like, I'm thinking of God, like, this guy really didn't seem like this guy had a chance. You know, and then the next day you meet someone who's 10 times worse and they're fine. And you're like, I guess it is a choice or something. But I can't say that, though. You know, I struggle with that. You know, I really do struggle with that because I've met some fucked up people.
That's the thing, though, is there's no, like, perfect path. There's no, like you can do everything perfect and still get screwed over. There's babies that get leukemia. There's babies that don't get born. You know, what happened with them? Is it a past life or whatever? Like, you don't know, and there's so much more shit involved. And maybe they served their purpose, their goal, their journey. They did what they needed to do, and that was part of it.
And you know what? At the end of the day, the biggest thing in the Bible is just faith. Like, because there's things that are just beyond us, and that's really what it comes down to. That's what brings me the most comfort. Is like a lot of times it's Jesus going like, how do you not have faith in me? Like just like you have to have faith that I'll get it done. And that's like, dude, when your best friend like overdoses and dies, and they're like, what? You're just like, how do I deal with this? And you just have to have faith. And you know, and I think, but there's also the fact that the devil, evil, taking possession of the human soul, might have something to do with that.
I like this segment.
Now. I like this segment too. The segment is called Evil, Taking Possession of the Human Soul on the CIA archives. Look it up yourself if you don't believe me. And if you don't believe me, you know what?
Can you give us the link?
Oh, you can, dude, I'll give you all of it. I'll send you it all like last time. So he wrote a book, and this guy's named Dr. Peck, and he's like, you know, like the most accomplished dude, has countless awards. Like there's no one that can talk shit on this guy. And here's why he said he wrote the book. From Dr. Peck himself. This book grew out of a terrible sense of frustration and helplessness of how to combat or help or heal the damage that these people do. I've come to the conclusion that the disease that they're suffering from, his patients, people with mental disorders, is that they're evil. In our profession, there's a reluctance to call them that. But I don't see how we're going to be able to heal a disease that we're not willing to study or name. He faults both psychiatrists, therapists, and clergymen for their unwillingness to accept the existence of evil as an active force in the world. In 1960, he says a confidential poll taken among Roman Catholic priests showed that 80% of them did not believe in evil. Brother, imagine being a priest and not believing in evil.
That makes no sense.
Yeah.
I don't know
so you don't believe in all good then either? What's up? Well, it was 1980. They're busy fucking all the kids they were teaching. So, I mean, I guess that solves that,
They didn't
right?
believe in... They didn't want to believe that they existed.
They're like, I'm not evil.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
Evil doesn't exist. What are you
Believe
talking
in that.
about?
Yeah, you're asking Epstein. Do you believe in consent? Yeah, totally. But
Consent is me saying yes.
yeah, it's so, think about how big that line. I don't see how we're going to heal a disease that we're not willing to study or name. And he's simply saying that there are some people he's met that aren't like, oh, it's like, oh, they're just a psychopath. And it's like, no. I've listened to tapes that I regret in like abnormal psychology classes in college, forensic science classes, where they're interviewing serial killers, and they're like, why did you videotape the boys? Like when you were raping and killing them? They're like, I needed to hear them suffer. That's what I liked the most. And they're like, you needed to hear the 8-year-old suffer? Like, that's my favorite thing. It's just their suffering. That's what I love the most. And they're like, is that why you made it slow? He's like, yeah, that's why. And you hear that and you go, that can fuck you up forever, right? But if you just go, oh, wait, it's just a demon in that person.
Yeah.
Like they're evil. That's not human. That is not human. Humans kill each other. Like, if you walk in, your wife's getting fucked by the mailman, there's literally laws in place because they know you're going to blast them. Like, if you were in duress, you just pull it, you have a gun, and you just go bing, 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 and shoot them all. That's, what is it, third degree? Yeah, that's third degree murder because you just went emotionally quickly.
Yeah.
And then if you find out your wife's cheating and you drive from Florida to New Jersey and then shoot her in the head and there's text saying, I'm going to kill you, that's first degree because you went in a car, got a gun, and drove.
Premeditated.
Yeah, premeditated. That's all it is, right? The more you plan it out, the more you're going to get in trouble. If you are walking outside of a bar and some guy slaps your girl in the ass, you punch him and the guy dies hitting the ground or whatever, it's like, okay, dude. Like, they're like, brother, I know you didn't mean to, but if he slapped your girl's ass and then you wait outside that bar for days and then knock him out and kill him, like, you're going to get punished different for the same crime, but you planned it out. And planning to kill someone is evil, okay? I hope all the listeners knew that.
Yeah, I don't think we have any idiots in our fucking.
Nah, dude, they're not gonna believe me about the Wendigos. I'm gonna fucking kill them. I mean,
Not premeditated.
no, I'm gonna. Hey, listeners that don't believe in the Wendigos, your new furniture looks great from the lawn. I love it. Change your IP address. It's too predictable.
You might be the CIA.
Might be. Might be, dude. Don't look at my book of secrets. I'll give you a hint. It's your DNA from Ancestry.com. I got it.
You're the 23andMe guy.
Oh, yeah.
You bought that?
Where do you think that went, huh? Where do you think my Disney stock went, huh?
My favorite is that it was the Congress they got in question. Oh, you can delete your data if you want, and it's like some super ridiculous process to delete your 23andMe data.
Yeah, it's like you have to kill your firstborn son and send the blood.
It's like you have to like submit this, and then it's like 10 days before that you get the certification back for the PIN and all that. It's like some weird process.
Yeah, they're like
basically,
clearly,
there's no way for you to delete it before it's transferred over to the company or something.
Dude, that was
shit.
like a present given to me on Christmas, and I felt so bad for my poor mother. I was like, thanks, and I just gave it away. Because I was like, dude, I'm not doing this. And she's like, it's a private company. I'm like, yeah, and someone's going to buy it, and then I'm going to get targeted ads for my DNA. Like, I don't need that.
You just swab your friend's dog's DNA.
Yeah, I should have done that.
And like it comes back, yeah, you're 98% Scandinavian. It's like, oh really?
Oh, really?
Really? That was my dog's butthole.
Bullshit.
That was my dog's ass. Well, some guy swiped like a lizard or something, and it came back Ashkenazi Jew, and that hurt my feelings.
Are you an Ashkenazi Jew?
Yes, I am. So apparently that whole lizard people thing might have more ground than I wanted it to. But you know what? Let's just keep it light with research into paranormal ability to break through spatial barriers. Yes, this is another CIA document that says that. That is what that says.
At the top of the thing says CIA RDP 96 and then the whole number. So that's like a document form.
Yeah, and by the way, it says approved for release in the year 2000, but this was done in like 1985 or something. 1981, actually.
81. What was that?
19 years.
19 years. Holy shit.
Yeah, so
19 years classified.
Yeah.
yeah, let's just, I like to keep it short and sweet. On the basis of these experiments, we believe it was necessary to use even stricter methods to conduct further proof of the reality of this ability and that we should observe the process of this breakthrough and the point of blah, blah, blah. You get it. They're like, okay, we're going to make sure all this is secure and no one does it. Here is the test sample. We use exactly the same type of sealed, transparent test bottle as used in sample 1. There's actually photos in here, which is very rare for CIA stuff. I mean, they're terrible because it's a printout, but
It's from 81.
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So this was like, having photos and something like this was like rocket science back then. Each sample was one of a kind, so it could not be duplicated. Now, basically what they did is they took a bunch of like just pills, put them in bottles, and they sealed them with cork and then put wax over the cork. Oh yeah, here we go. The bottle is sealed with cork and then sealed with wax and a plastic screw on top of that lid. So it's sealed shut, rata. It's so creepy. They just have the gifted patient.
Gifted.
And they said he's just like, it was a young Japanese boy, which is
That's
even
not
weirder.
Fucking strange at all.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yep. And they just had him. The principles of the experiments, close, uninterrupted observation and video recording of the entire process of the experiments was required. The samples being tested were not allowed to be taken away. When the experiments were over, whether the experiment succeeded or not, the test samples were all collected and were properly stored. It was a double-blind test that was filmed and witnessed by many. The test was to remove the pill out of the glass-sealed bottle without opening the bottle. Pretty simple, right?
Kind of like the candles.
Yeah. And here it is. Sample 1 experiments results. They were successful. The results with the 2 bottles, which were also videotaped, during both experiments, the phenomenon of removal of 1/2 of a tablet occurred. This was because when the subject with paranormal abilities was exercising his abilities and exerting energy to shake the bottles, the tablets were broken inside the bottles. So, total number of formal experiments. Oh my gosh, this is so crazy. Total number of video experiments. They have practice runs. They have everything mapped out here. And you have successes. Out of 48 formal experiments, there were 24 successful experiments where they removed the pill out.
24 out of 48.
24 out of 48.
50%.
Yes.
If you got 1 out of 48, I'd be impressed.
Yeah, and they have exactly. Exactly. And it only gets weirder from here, boys. A total of 50 experiments, the ability to break through of spatial obstacles were conducted. The results were condensed in Table 1, which I just read. Now we go to the really... whatever. This is just all dates and stuff too, so you know how it is. But
the images are so bad.
Yeah, they're terrible. Under the insurances of these conditions, the results described above completely proves the objects were actually removed from the bottles by the subject using paranormal abilities. This is the ability of breaking through spatial obstacles. And it just gets even weirder and weirder. Number in unopened container, 100 pills. Number removed in option B, 62. Original. And these were the disc-shaped. In diameter, 10 millimeters in diameter, 6 millimeters thick. 100 were in the unopened container. 44 were removed.
44 out of 100?
Yes. Well, we had 62. And then the other one removed 44. So they were different. And that's the thing. They had two subjects.
Yeah, but if you put those together, that's 102 out of 200. So you're about 50%.
And they actually isolated the pictures here of him removing the pill from this side right here, this corner. You see it peeking out, and then it comes out, and then it's on the table there.
Wow.
So we just kind of removes a pill. Oh, yeah, there it is right there. He removes it, with his mind, whatever, normal stuff. And then they have, these are the other bottles, right? And it shows him in great detail removing just with his mind. Well, yeah, honestly, bro, you can't really see shit with these photos.
It's like Neo in the Matrix with the fucking spoon.
Yeah, that's what it is, And that's the thing. There were other ones. They're like bending wires inside the bottle. That's what he's doing here. He's bending a wire inside the bottle somehow. It's straight, and then it bends more. So we have here some pretty conclusive evidence of, it's just the CIA files on,
Even if they're doing some weird shit, the fact that they're investigating this is kind of creepy.
What'd be weirder is if a magician walks into a laboratory. Oh, shit, that's the next one. Oh my God, about a guy who healed people with his hands. And then they scanned him in the laboratory and saw that he was conducting energy like no human has ever done before. Wouldn't that be weird if I had that in my hand? Article from, 1969.
Nice.
I love this CIA talk. We have now been listening for several years to various, quote, oral, end quote, sources of stories about a certain, redacted, who somehow is successfully healing patients by, quote, laying on of hands, end quote. Yes, I just said that. Somehow the secret of his, quote, miracle working, quote, hands has been divine. Is this true or not? Couldn't you tell of this healer in greater detail? This is the back and forth between, two covert freaking agents here. All right, a lot of this, a lot of that. Now, I could read these all day, but I just want to get to the meat of it. Okay? His name was redacted, and he was from Tbilisi? What? Made up. He said he had the capacity to be a healer. He heals by the old benevolent method of the laying of the hands, as previously mentioned. He concentrates, goes into a trance, stretches out his hands, and approaches the patient. Another instant, and the patient fearfully flinches from the, quote, burn. It is literally as if a hot, dry compress had been applied to the loins. This unpleasant sensation does not go away for the whole night. So he touches them. They feel a burning sensation for like a day, and then they're healed miraculously the next day of these various things. The scientist had him place his finger under a microscope. The scientist looked into the eyepiece and was shaken. From the pores and channels of his skin protuberance were fiercely billowing. Whole schools of amoeba were creeping from place to place. Blah, blah, blah. Again, he put his finger under the eyepiece, but the picture had changed radically. Now orange, violet, blue stars were scintillating over his hands. Pretty normal stuff. Now, we keep going here. It only, as it always does, blah, blah, blah. It gets weirder. There was no doubt both fingers were charged with electricity. This is all taking place in a lab, fellas. Like, this isn't me, and here's the funny part about the CIA. They'll say some weird shit that makes you question everything. The mechanisms by which the healing procedure of the magician operates appears to us to be the following. The body of any person situated in Earth's electrostatic field is charged negatively. What? While his healing hands are placed on the head or body of the patient, the electrical charges of the patient's body excite polarized positive charges that are equal in magnitude but opposite in sign on the whatever. An electric field is formed between the skin of the healer's hands and the skin of the patient. This field has an intensity which increases as the spacing decreases. So as his hands get closer, the energy, it's like a magnet. How the closer it gets, the stronger it gets. And then, something they can't really, whatever. You get what I'm saying. The healer demonstrated that our body generates and possibly perceives an electric field. And concerning the fact that a person senses an electromagnetic field and an ordinary magnetic field has been known for a long time. What? It has? I didn't know that. And they're saying he can harness the ether. I don't even know what the fuck that means. Yeah, and then whatever. That's okay. That's as much as we want to. It's pretty cut and dry, but I mean at the same time, did you hear half the crap I just said?
No. The one thing about this, because we're talking about paranormal and evil, but when I hear these things, right, the first thing that comes into my mind is what they've been hiding from us. Mm-hmm. Because everything that was just said there with the removing of the pills from the bottle, like basically transcending spatial, and that healing, when I think of that, I do believe that there's evil. But I'm thinking of that as like the CIA's is basically being like, yo, this is what they said in the ancient times is possible. Let's see if it's possible. And then they're being like, oh, fuck, it's possible. I think I read that as there's more to our brain and soul that we know, and it's purposely not being told from us. What do you think about that?
How about I tell you the quote of a dying alien said by a nurse in Arkansas? She said,
what?
Yeah, no, there's a really haunting quote from this nurse, like a trauma nurse, was forced to sign a bunch of NDAs, and she had to help this dying ET because she was the only one there medically trained. And the thing said to her, I feel so sorry for you humans. You have no idea how special you are. You have no idea who you are. And then it just died.
Duh. Fuck, dude. That's wild.
Yeah, it just curled over, and she was like, are you kidding me? That's what I get told. And they're basically like, if you tell anyone, we'll kill you.
So was she killed because she obviously told people?
No, she waited long enough. I mean, you know what? You want to get mind blown? You know how you said about the CIA hiding stuff? You guys hear about the Men in Black? Well,
yeah.
Who hasn't? That's disclosure. Those are real people, but they're not people. They are projections of people. That is not a person. Okay? You guys know what astral projection is? Of course, because we went over
last episode.
Stargate and stuff like that. Yeah. You realize, if the government had that file, it's not for us to have, it's to weaponize it in a military sense. So that's why remote viewing is a defense contractor's wet dream, because you could spy everywhere and do this. Dude, what if I told you you can't remote view Area 51. You can't astrally project there anymore. It is guarded by astrally projecting troops 24/7. It's never not. So not only are these places guarded in our realm, but they're guarded in the spiritual realm. They have spiritual security guards. That's how deep this shit goes.
That I believe.
And they'll punch you back into your body. You'll go there and they'll walk up and boom, and then you're back. And it's like, oh shit, I probably shouldn't do that again. you shouldn't be astrally projecting anyways, because you could fucking get destroyed. You can cut the silver lining and be separated from your soul and stuff. But no, it's like they know things you can't even imagine. Like, and that's the thing. If people, like, after everything we said last time, and I have the files there, I'm reading it, and they still want to be like, oh no, that's not true. I go, okay, well, I just read it. I just read a declassified file saying it's true. So what do you got? Like, remote viewers finding prisoners, finding crashed planes that were set up by the government. You know, it's.
Didn't they find like a Russian sub or something like that?
Oh yeah, they did. Yeah, because it had a warhead. And guess who got to it first? Guess what happened? You know they. Oh, okay, well this wasn't a different sub. Actually, it might have been a different sub, but they found it and they were lifting it to retrieve a warhead from it, and then a thing appeared and they saw a red laser, and the warhead they had was now dead, and then they took the other one. Whatever this mysterious object was, took the other one. So we got a dead nuke, and then they got a whatever.
They got the good one.
Yeah, and there was a lab that got broken into that had like some nuclear stuff in it, and they saw like lizard footprints like in the lab, like giant. Whatever. I'm going too far into this, but
yeah.
No, there's just things people are not ready for,
Yeah.
and it's what you're saying too. Like they're keeping stuff from us. That one. We could have all this cancer, like cancer's cured. We all know this. Like they have the cure for AIDS. They have the cure for cancer. They have all this stuff. They don't want us to have it. They don't want us to have that shit. They want us to die. They want us to be all like so easily mangled.
They want
and
to
killed.
harvest souls.
They want to harvest your suffering, man. It's the season of fucking Satan, dude. Like it's obviously like the devil's everywhere. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's not. If you can see it, you can see it. If you can't, at this point, if you can't see it. Ignorance is a choice in this day and age. All right, you have a phone. If your kid comes home and goes, "Yeah, we had drag queen story hour today," and you have no problem with that, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah,
and they're giving them a pamphlet on like how to eat ass, and they're in like kindergarten. I wish I was making that up. It's not even fucking fake.
It's not fake, and it's fucking disgusting.
Yeah, they're like, "Oh, we don't want to limit them." I'm like. But did everyone forget when they were like in the single digit age range and where you're not even like a person yet? Like you can't even think.
I was playing outside, playing video games, bro. Playing outside.
Yeah,
I was playing
what you should
Legos.
be doing.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I was sheltered from all this sexual shit because like everyone who like was exposed to that early, look how they're doing now. Like some of them can come back from it. It fucks people's minds up.
Yeah, it does.
And there's no debating that. Yeah, that's why porn's the worst. Yeah, no, straight up. It's terrible.
San Tripoli site. Porn is fuck. He just had a post on it. It's not smear campaign. It's like embarrassment.
It's a humiliation ritual.
That's it. Thank you.
That's what it is. Wait, it's self-rape. Like you're not, like, dude. Like people. You know what's so funny, bro? People come here. People want to talk shit on like immigrants and stuff. People will come here from Africa and stuff. And they'll tell them like, "Oh man, I watched this porn last night," and then they'll be like, "You jerked yourself off?" And they're like, "Yeah," and the African guy will be like, "You did that yourself," and they think you're gay. They're like, "That's gay as fuck." They're like, "You did that?" And like, you're supposed to pay a prostitute to do that for you, and you're like, "Well, that's a little absurd." And like, dude, they'll be so sussed out if you tell like some like even like. Dude, even some like fucking Eastern, what do I want to say? Yeah, like Middle Eastern people. You tell them you jerked off, they'll be like, "What? You, a man, did that to yourself? Like you could just pay someone to do that for you." They're like, "What the fuck?" Like it blows their mind. But here, everyone's doing that like at all times, dude.
It's fucking wild.
It's terrible. And like, what your most vital?
So much money.
Yeah, like your most vital energy source, like literally, like God's power, the thing that makes you reproduce. You're throwing that in a tissue, flushing it and shit in a sock. You're taking the biggest blessing you've ever been given. Not to say I didn't do that for a long time, but now I don't. Okay, it has its ups and downs. All right.
Pun intended.
I haven't jerked off in years. Sometimes.
I don't think there's a guy listening or on this planet who hasn't.
Well, but you have to stop immediately. Like you can't happen. It has to stop. Every time you do that, some demon daps up the other demon. He's like, "Got him again." It has to stop.
Why is the demon looking pretty gay?
That's what he want. That they want anything to fucking destroy you, dude. Anything. All right, whatever. You know, you get the occasional wet dream. It kind of is a bummer, but you know what I mean. Just keep rolling with the punches. Okay. Everyone listening, you must stop cranking it immediately.
No, not November.
No,
starts
not
in 2
ever.
months. In 2
Only-
days.
2 months.
2 months in 2 days.
Dude, honestly, bro, if you're jerking off, bro, I have more respect for someone like who doesn't jerk it and goes with like a prostitute or something.
What's your opinion on
It's weakening.
premarital sex and then sex for not reproduction? Then
They're both bad. You shouldn't do either.
you should
even
only
though
have
I've
sex.
done both.
You should only
You
have
should-
sex if you're trying to reproduce.
No, well, okay.
No,
let's chill, bro.
I don't.
Let's chill.
Yeah, I don't think. I don't believe in
Premarital
that.
sex is bad. Don't do that, and then you're pretty all right. You cannot do that, brother.
What if it's
everyone's
premarital
fucked.
sex with the person that you married?
No. Wait. Let me put. If you once you read it in the scripture and you realize like, oh wait, like it's once you know, like there's people who do bad stuff every day who don't know it's bad.
Yeah.
It's all about once you know what you're doing is bad and you stop. That's like God's path. That's the way.
Yeah, but like, dude, there are so many times where like, regardless of dude, you could have sex. It's just like it doesn't mean you're going to hell. You know what I mean? Like, and then even when you're married, because then there's the people who will even say like, oh, well, you're married and you're fucking your spouse, but it's not to reproduce. That's bad. It's like, well, where's the rules?
Nah, okay. Anyone who says that can fuck off. This is the season of Satan, dude. Just don't do premarital sex. Like, chill on that, bro. Like, what are we gonna? You know what I mean? Our brains have been fried. We were showed like, think of the gore, the porn. Think of the horror we've seen. And think of your whole bloodline. Have they seen as much smut, disgusting, degenerate shit that we have seen?
No.
Have they been even close?
Just think about when we were growing up, right? In order to see porn, it was dial up, and it was like the image would load in like maybe you get like 10 seconds of a clip, and then it would like have to load
That's
again.
all you needed.
Yeah.
No. But we're here for the bad.
But now you have like hundreds of millions of hours of whatever the fuck you want at your access at any age.
Dude, I guarantee you it's always been bad, dude. It's always, dude, the shit that people had before, like, dude, the stuff you watch online, there's certain stuff where if it's like rape, you can't have that.
Yeah.
And they will remove it. Do you know the motherfuckers in the 80s and 60s and shit? They would subscribe to like books, like these pornographic books, and because it's a book, it's a fantasy. It can be whatever you want. It's not real. I worked at a book recycling plant. Honestly, some of the most fucked up stuff I ever saw in my life was I like briefly look. It was like I remember picking one up and it was like Vietnamese torture porn, and I went, "Well, that's interesting." It was from 1960. I opened it up, and it was like girls getting like bayonets exactly where you think. It was the worst stuff I've ever seen, and it was animation. And then I saw one, and it was all father-son fantasies, and I didn't even open it. But I was like, "How is this was around, dude?" It was the worst sexual premises anything I've ever seen. Like, it fucked me up. It made me less of a person, like, seeing this pile. I threw them all in the trash, but every one was worse than the next. I swear to you. It was like all satanic, like, devil, whatever.
How
I'm not
did
even
that get published?
because it's a fantasy. Because it's an animation. It's like a graphic. It's not real.
Well,
So, dude, I think the stuff people are watching online, you can't watch that. You can't watch someone getting raped with a knife. You can't do that.
They can make anime now.
Yeah, but they can make anime of it, which is why I don't fuck with any of that stuff either. Because I think anime is like innately like rapey. Like, it's so weird. But dude, this is what I'm saying, man. You have to be so careful with what you let in, and that's why like it's once you realize like, oh wait, porn is a humiliation ritual. I'm raping myself, and I'm only gonna what I'm watching is only gonna get worse and worse, which is why you're gonna see a huge rise in pedophilia because people are jerking off in a basement for 20 years. What do you think? What do you think they started with? What do you think they're ending with? You know what I mean? That's what it is. That's why these freaks are everywhere. That's why rape is on the rise. And here in modern countries, it's going to be on the rise. You're only going to see more and more because people are just circling the drain with degeneracy, man. Like, I'm not lying, dude. Brother, whoever needs to hear it, I haven't jerked off in years. I feel better than I ever have in my life. When I see a woman in public that's like beautiful, I actually go, wow, what a beautiful woman. Whereas a few years ago, and I feel like if you're jerking off, dude, you see a beautiful woman, you're like a lion looking at a piece of meat. And it's ungodly. It's terrible. It's dehumanizing. You know, you're making a complete object out of them. And girls do it too. Mm-hmm. They do the same thing, man. Like, not as much, I would say, but that's what it makes you do. It's just different. Yeah, it makes you... Dude, looking at a beautiful woman and automatically going to sex is the devil. Like, you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't think that way. And to get to your point, too, when you have sex with someone, it's a soul tie. In the Bible, you read it, sex is marriage and marriage is sex. That's what it is. The true marriage is when you become the one flesh. It's a marriage of souls. Like, you intertwine the DNA strand. It's like that, but with your soul. Like, you become one in that moment.
It's a soul tango.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I don't know about you. You ever get with some girl who's insane and then you feel crazy for like a week? Dude, that's what made me really look into this. Like, I remember feeling like kind of crazy for a week after doing some, being with someone I shouldn't have. And I was just like, and then she told me she had like the worst day ever and freaked out. And I was like, damn, I kind of felt really weird around that same time. I was like, interesting. But, yeah. Dude.
Well, it's funny you say that because like there be, I can't speak. There's times where like my wife just knows what I'm doing, like intuitively, like are you having the last piece of ice cream that I left for myself? Like, yeah,
soul tie.
Damn, bro, you fucking eating ice cream?
Like that's an arbitrary. Yeah. There's examples I'm not giving.
No, but they know. That's the thing, right? Yeah. Like, and that's what's sad in marriage. When you start cheating, 90% of the time, dude, they know.
Yeah,
like they know, but they try to tell themselves they don't. But that's the big thing. If I honestly, bro, I know we talked about it a lot, but if I could really warn people, it's not what you think, man. Like when you have sex with someone, dude, it's not this casual, cool thing. You're tied to them kind of forever. So if they're going through a bad time, that's gonna fuck with you in your life, like forever. You can pray it away. You could try to, but
I can see that.
Yeah, no, it's what it is, man. If you should wait. If you can't wait, I get it, dude. I get it's hard, but
I don't think waiting is gonna be the option for many on the. I think it's just that it's too much there, and. I mean, honestly, I see where you're going with that. I'm not going to tell anyone to wait because I didn't fucking wait until I was married. So
I didn't either, though. It's when you discover that maybe like, oh shit, I think I fucked up. That's when you go, okay, I'm going to stop. If you're doing something bad, but you don't know it's bad, it's still bad, but it's less bad. When you do something bad, then knowing after that it's bad.
It's funny. It too is, so how old are you now?
29.
When did you stop?
27.
Okay. I was going to say at 27, around that age, plus or minus a couple of years, typically for men, that's when they come into their own of like, oh, okay. Like around that.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That's when your prefrontal cortex or whatever is fully developed. Basically, your brain's fully developed at that point as a male. For women, it's like 23.
It's probably like, honestly, it's probably 19, dude. Yeah. You got to give it credit.
Between like the ages of 25 and 28 is when men start to like become men. They're no longer, to me, that's the end of the teenage phase, in my opinion. And that's when I started dating my wife at 27. But at the age of 26 is like, all right, I'm doing degenerate shit. I'm just dating women. I'm not really giving a fuck. Like, yeah, I'm trying to find someone, but like, I'm not being serious about it. And at that point, 26, 27, I'm like, all right, let's fucking be an adult and like I know what I'm doing, even though I'm not doing anything bad to people, isn't the appropriate thing to do. You know? Yeah. Dude, and that's when I found my wife.
It's the hard path, dude. You can't. I get it. The reason people want to do it. Why do people want to do it? Because it's awesome.
It's cool.
That's the dumbest fucking reason to want to keep doing something. Like, I'm sorry, because it feels great. All right, what am I gonna eat? Fucking dessert every day of my life too? Like, nah. Like, no. The same thing that would do to my body, you're doing to your soul. You're having dessert for your soul. You're having ice cream cake for your soul every day, dude. If you do that,
ice cream cake,
and that's amazing. Take it from me, dude. I wasn't a sin. I remember I've been hit by. I've had girls hit me with their cars, dude. I've had them like, use mind tricks on me, like do crazy stuff. Crystal girls, like doing crystal spells on me in my sleep,
girls,
dude.
Fuck them. I'll stay away from them.
There's hope for everyone, man. Just turn to Christ. Turn away from this spiritual crap and all this fucking, oh, I'm a Buddhist. No, you're not. You're just... We need to put away all this spooky, like Halloween. Oh, it's so cool to be satanic. It's not. You're going to lose everything, man. Like, I almost lost everything. I almost had a thing fucking kill me, you know? Yeah. Because I was doing this shit. Because I was doing premarital sex. Because I was doing drugs I shouldn't do. Because I was with women I shouldn't be with. Like, I was living wrong, and I almost fucking died. And that's not a regular death. Like, something was going to take me. That haunts me. Where, like, that's not... My soul doesn't go somewhere. Like, he has it. That thing would have had it. Where I would have gone, what it would have done with me, I probably would have suffered forever, you know, and that's only by God's grace. And, dude, there's been so many situations where I've almost died because of a girl, too, and I swear, just from me being like, I remember, dude, my last really bad ex, she tried to cheat on me, and she had a boyfriend, and I was like, dude, just get out of my car. Like, I was like, we're not doing this. I had no intention. And, like, brother, him and his boys found out that I, like, gave her a ride and she, like, smoked on my weed. Like, it was terrible. Didn't smash or anything. They found out and literally were, like, had some boys over to, like, come and kill me or some shit. And I think he genuinely knew, like, she wasn't lying. That she was like, nah, he didn't smash. Like, he just is like, whatever. And I think he really wanted to kill me, but I think he knew, like, all right, I think she's telling the truth. I think if I did give in to my desires and didn't do that, I think they would have found me and fucking killed me. You know, and it really felt that way, like a fate moment of like, are you going to keep taking advantage of women, Sean? Like, even though you know it's bad. Yeah, because I knew in my soul that this was bad. This was a woman I had previously screwed over, and I just wanted to show her that I wasn't like that anymore. And we had a genuine heart-to-heart. She's like, you've been such a good friend. I honestly can't believe that you're, like, being nice to me. Because I was mean to her. I was taking advantage of her, you know? And she was like, you're really, like, it's unbelievable how this works. You know, and then, she, of course, you know, shit went south really fast. But I genuinely wanted to help her.
Okay, since you're being nice, come fuck me.
Yeah, screw. Yeah, that's literally what
literally the opposite
happened.
of me being nice to you at this point.
That's actually what happened.
Yeah.
She was like, you can come upstairs and fuck me. I was like, no, dude. Like, you have a boyfriend. Like, I don't... No.
Yeah, don't fuck around with that.
That really defeats the purpose of everything I'm doing. But you were being tested.
Yeah, that's what hurt me the most. I'm like, I was like, dude, you having like a panic attack? I was like, here, I smoke all my weed. Sure, fine. Yeah. Like, I was watching her, like, just toke all my... I was like, God damn it. And I was like, I was so mean to this girl. Let's just... Like,
we're setting it even.
Yeah, we're setting it even, you know? Even now. And that's what it was. And then, like, that was the test. It was her being like, all right, come upstairs. And I go, no, you have a boyfriend. Like, I don't know him. I don't want to know him. But, like, we're cool now. I hope you know that I'm, like, your friend now. And then, yeah. And I really, that felt like the last real time where I almost got ended, dude. And it was pretty scary. But, you know, really, God's test, man.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not saying if you're having sex, you're a bad person, but like you need to look into what you're doing and how it's really not the best.
Yeah.
If you're jerking off all the time, start with there. Look into how bad that is for you.
If you're doing it 7 days a week, make it 1 day a week. We'll start there.
Yeah, please.
Go to 1 day a week and then try it every other week.
Oh my God. You know, there's some text they say every time you jerk off, it's a demon you're going to have to face to like get to the afterlife.
God damn, that's a lot of demons.
Yeah, I'm fucked at that point, bro.
Hey, you got.
I'm not gonna believe that because
jujitsu. You'll be able to fucking fuck him up.
I'm gonna come in tomahawk elbow.
Whoa!
You're gonna come on what?
What?
I'm gonna fucking tomahawk elbow.
You're gonna come on a tomahawk.
Yes, I am, and then I'm gonna fucking.
Another one appears when you do it. You're like, damn it!
Bring it,
man. What a podcast!
Yeah, man. Is there anything else you want to touch on?
Man, just, you know, Christ is king. Sorry, it kind of is true, you know.
He saved your life. He saved your life in many ways.
He did, man. Listen, you know what?
We're definitely going to have you back on more and talk more about this stuff. I think the next time, though, we need a couple months off of this break. Get the good vibes back in here.
Yeah, for sure.
And not so much demon talks.
Yeah, sage the room, dude.
Yeah.
No, don't sage it.
I'm just teasing.
Just pray, bro. Just pray to the man himself.
Well, yeah. Dude, this was a lot of fun. I enjoyed this. It was a nice spooky night, too.
Yeah, it was.
Halloween, dude.
Halloween. Have you guys ever seen Brooklyn Nine-Nine?
Yes.
No.
Okay, the one episode where the Halloween heist, I think it was the second one, and the detective's like, Halloween. Oh, it's my favorite. Sorry.
No, I've never seen
That's why I was making that quote. Anyway.
Brother, thank you for coming back on. It was a lot of fun.
Glad to be here, fellas, for real.
Hell yeah.
Covered some creepy shit.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah,
man.
love that. Folks, listen to We'll Take It From Here, episode 201. I'm pretty sure I said 201 in the beginning.
Yeah,
If I
you
said
did.
202, okay,
No,
thank
it's
God.
201.
201. It's Mischief Night. Christ is King. Pray to God. But
Welcome to
fucking
the new
also,
studio.
You know what? No, you know what? Yeah, welcome to the new studio. And it's all only the good in this fucking studio because we'll fuck those demons up. Anyway, folks, you listen to We'll Take It From Here. We'll see you next week. Thank you, Sean, for coming back on.
God bless.
God bless. We'll see you.